Getting started with Amazon EBS provisioned IOPS. Many Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud customers run workloads, such as databases, that call for high and consistent rates of disk input and output. Amazon Elastic Block Store's provisioned IOPS feature delivers high, consistent disk performance without requiring striping. A single Amazon EBS provisioned IOPS volume can deliver up to 4,000 input-output operations per second. Amazon EC2 customers running databases and other I/O-intensive transactional workloads will find provisioned IOPS the most functional and cost-effective option. In this video, we will focus on the benefits of running your database workloads on EBS provisioned IOPS, discussing how it works, how it benefits your applications, and how much it costs. We'll demonstrate how to add a provisioned IOPS volume to an existing instance. Finally, we'll demonstrate how to set up an EC2 instance running the popular MongoDB database with its data in provisioned IOPS volumes. When you create a new EC2 instance, you have three choices for its block storage. Many EC2 instance types are equipped with ephemeral storage, also called instant store volumes. The contents of instant store volumes are lost when the instance terminates. Instant store volumes are best used for temporary storage of information, such as scratch data, or for boot volumes and preloaded application data for a replicated fleet of instances. Instant storage is not suitable for storing production databases. You may also choose EBS standard volumes. EBS standard volumes retain their contents across instance termination, and they can be snapshotted to Amazon Simple Storage Service, Amazon S3, for increased durability. EBS standard volumes are best used when an application's input-output pattern is bursty or infrequent. They are also desirable for system boot volumes. The highest level of sustained performance available from a single EBS standard volume is approximately 100 IOPS. Higher sustained performance levels can be achieved by striping several volumes together, although this technique adds complexity. EBS standard volumes are not recommended for storing production databases because the time to complete I/O operations will vary. Now you can see why provisioned IOPS is the right choice for database workloads. This option allows you to specify ahead of time an operations per second rate for each volume, up to 4,000 IOPS. The system is designed to then deliver that performance for the lifetime of the instance. No striping is required to achieve this performance level. When used with EBS-optimized EC2 instances, PIOPS volumes are designed to deliver within 10% of their provision performance 99.9% of the time. EBS PIOPS volumes retain their contents across instance termination, and they can be snapshotted to Amazon S3. Let's compare pricing of EBS standard volumes to EBS provisioned IOPS volumes. Pricing for an EBS standard volume is based on two factors: the number of gigabytes of storage you have allocated on a monthly basis, and the number of I/O requests made to that volume over the course of the month. Pricing for a provisioned IOPS volume also factors in the amount of allocated storage, but instead of the variable per I/O charge, there is instead a fixed monthly charge that depends on how many I/O requests you have chosen to provision for. This pricing feature makes the cost of provisioned IOPS use easy to plan for. Amazon Web Services recommends using EBS-optimized EC2 instances with PIOPS. These compute instances are equipped with dedicated throughput between Amazon EC2 and Amazon EBS. Their prices are slightly higher than regular instance pricing. Nevertheless, the net price of provisioned IOPS is lower than that of EBS standard for all but light I/O workloads. Let's consider a worked-out example. We'll compare the price of running 100 gigabytes of storage for an entire month in EBS standard to EBS provisioned IOPS. We'll also assume a constant workload of 1,000 IOPS. Achieving this performance level with EBS standard would require striping together many smaller volumes up to the total capacity. But this does not affect our pricing analysis. We will assume theoretical best-case performance for EBS standard. In an actual application, EBS standard's performance would vary. Our compute instance will be of type M2 high memory double extra large, and we will locate it in AWS's Oregon region. Because AWS recommends the use of EBS-optimized EC2 instances with PIOPS, the instance charge itself will be slightly higher for PIOPS. The charge for the storage allocation is also somewhat higher for PIOPS than for EBS standard. But the I/O charge is much lower for PIOPS. Instead of EBS standard's $260 charge for I/O performed, PIOPS charges only $100 for IOPS provisioned. The result is an overall cost savings of about 16% for PIOPS. The cost advantage of PIOPS over EBS standard rises as the workload increases. Now let's see how to add a PIOPS volume to an existing instance. To start, we'll open the EC2 Management Console. Notice that the highlighted instance resides in the US West 2C availability zone. We click Volumes, then Create Volume, choose Type Provisioned IOPS, enter our desired size, our desired rate of input-output operations, and the correct availability zone to match our instance. When our volume's creation is complete, we attach it to the instance. Notice the device file shown. We will need this identifier to mount the new volume in the instance. Now we power on the instance and use standard system administration techniques to build a file system in the new volume and mount it. The AWS Marketplace contains pre-configured images of MongoDB with PIOPS volumes defined for its database, journal, and logs. Let's see how to start one. From within the EC2 Management Console, we click Launch Instance. We choose AWS Marketplace and search for the desired image. Let's choose the precompiled MongoDB image with 1000 IOPS. We specify our desired region, our desired instance type, and a security group and key pair for the new instance. We click to launch, and our desired instance will be created. In the newly created instance, we can see the data, journal, and log file systems ready for use. This concludes our video. We've seen that EBS provisioned IOPS delivers high, predictable I/O performance at a lower price than EBS standard for all but light workloads. PIOPS is the right volume type for databases in EC2.